Welcome back, Middle Age Grind. And the title of today's video is Our Biggest Challenge in Middle Age. And I thought about this for a while, and this name of this channel is The Middle Age Grind, if you've seen it before. We talk about retirement, we talk about navigating through life and everything. But I think the biggest challenge for my wife and I going forward is how to pay for higher education for our children. Now, I mentioned before, we have four beautiful children. Their ages right now are 14, 12, 11, and 9. We have three girls and a boy. And one of the things, and we have, brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, and nieces and nephews, and a little bit older than us, and friends are going through this college journey right now. And some of the numbers that you're hearing and what it's costing, it's kind of just, it blows my mind. I can tell you that. And, we've put away for our kids and we consistently save, and I'll share what we're doing now. But, my daughter, my oldest, is a freshman in high school right now. And I think college is probably in her future. So we need to look at what that's going to look like for us and how we're going to do it. And most importantly, how we do it without going into debt. Okay. And debt is something, guys, as a nation, as a society, I think we embrace it too easily. We acquire it to an extent now, obviously, where we never have before. When you look at the national debt, that's a macro government thing. When you look at credit card debt, that's the highest it's been ever, and not just in inflated dollars in any time. And I don't think that's a good thing. And I went to college in 2000 to 2004, graduated from LSU, finished in business, worked out for me, had TOPS back then. TOPS pretty much paid for all the school stuff. And I roomed with four guys most of the time. So, that rent was divvied up, in five ways. And my mom and dad, paid and for that. But it wasn't something that was daunting or I think overbearing for them. Thankfully, rightfully so. And that's probably how it should be. I have a nephew now, similar student to what I was, GPA wise, ACT wise, going to LSU like I did. He's a freshman right now. And when I talked to his mom a couple weekends ago, 2, 3 weekends ago, and was my sister-in-law, and she told me what they're paying per year, and I was just shocked, and don't know if we're prepared to do that and can do that, because my wife and I, we've discussed this. We refuse to do it, taking out student loans and stuff like that, and so one of the things I want to talk about, and I started this book, and I'm going to follow up some videos on some proactive steps. Anthony O'Neill was a Ramsey guy, and he wrote this book. I read the first 3 chapters last night, Debt-Free Degree. And the title of it is The Step-by-Step Guide to Getting Your Kid Through College Without Student Loans. So I want to see what nuggets are in here. It was written very recently. This guy's a little bit younger than me. I'm 42. I believe he's probably in his 30s. And he talked about, first off, his mistakes he made and how he fixed it, kind of. I want to see what's going on in there. And I can tell you from what we've been doing, 2 main things, okay? First off, we plan on having our house note gone by the time my oldest starts college. So that's in August of 2028, okay? Things go as planned. We should have our house note done by then. Now, how much cash flow would that free up for us? I'm hoping somewhere around $2,000 a month. And that's kind of always been my plan. Okay, $2,000 a month, that's $24,000 a year. that's pretty good cash flow there. That's not going toward a mortgage anymore. Of course, you got to pay your taxes and insurance, but I'm just talking about the part we're paying in principal and interest right now to try to knock this thing out. So that's going to be nice, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Especially, not only do I have the one child, I got one 2 years later, one the year behind that, and another one 2 years behind that one. So, my wife and I have been together for, God, almost 30 years since we're kids. We had children, and we had them pretty close there from 2010 January to 2014 December. All of our children were born. And look, we're Catholic. We're big believers in life, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And I'll say this: I don't expect anyone else to take care of me. I don't expect the government to come in and be my savior or anything like that. That's why God gave me great parents and a great mind and a work ethic to figure this thing out. And I think it can be figured out. Just don't have it figured out yet. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to focus on. So, yep. And the second thing that we're doing, we put away a couple $100 a month for each child. So there's a nice little nest egg for each one of them, 4 pots, and it's different amounts because they're different ages. And any big Christmas, birthday money kind of thing, we've always just kind of socked that away for them. So there is some money there that will be sitting for them to help them out. Just don't think that what stuff costs now, it's going to be enough to go to, say, a 4-year university like an LSU, unless they have grades and ACT scores that are just way up here. Which, I can say I don't expect that. I mean, I'm a 25 ACT guy. I finished 4th in my class in high school with very good GPA, but I wasn't I made a 32 or 34 or something like that on an ACT. That's just, and I don't expect my kid, that's kind of exceptional. I was never a really great test taker, so I can only expect certain things, and that's fine. There are different routes, and we'll get into all of that in other videos. It's just something that's going to be, I think, the biggest challenge for us is figuring this thing out. We got 4 years till our first one goes, and coming up with a good plan on what that's going to be like. And then another thing too, and I talked to Buzz over the weekend. I had a good conversation. Buzz's Retirement Garage, if some of you on here probably are subscribed and watching, great guy. Had a good talk with him, and he shared me his experiences with his kids in colleges and stuff like that. And hopefully in the comments and on YouTube we can find some solutions. One thing I want to do now, as you can see, I shoot from here a lot. This is my State Farm office, and what I want to do is give you a little tour and kind of just a small note. I've been in Bogalusa since 2011. The first 3.5 years I rented. And 10 years ago at this time, I bought this place, found it. It was 2 blocks from my old office back in 2014. Paid for it, total gut renovation. Was able to do that for under $100,000, the office. It was a CPA's office. He had passed away, this place, and his wife sold it, but the inside, it was moldy. It was just terrible. Totally gut renovated it 10 years ago. Really worked out well. I was paying rent. I was paying $1,500 a month rent. Took a 5-year note at a local bank here. Knocked this thing out in less than 5 years. So I haven't had a note on this office. And this business has 0 debt. Okay? So, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm going to give you a little quick tour of the office. So this is the front of my office here. It's on 206 Georgia Avenue in Bogalusa, Louisiana. And nice little building. It's right under 1,000 square feet. Paying around this way. Now my old office there's a barber shop right back over there. It was you can actually see the little, it's It's like an eave back there. That was my old office. 2 blocks away, I was renting. The agent had been there about 20 years. So when I decided to move, this is a pretty busy area. Right behind this building is City Hall. So it's kind of in the heart of town a little bit. And I got a nice little porch there. Got my American flag going on. And actually that little bench right there, my dad painted that for me. That's one of the things. And back in 2014, State Farm red bench there. And I'm gonna come on in here, the office. So when you first walk in, this is my secretary's desk, Tina. She's not here yet. I like getting here a little bit early. We open at 9. It's 7:25 right now. She's been with State Farm for over 30 years, working for agents. And then this, when you walk into the right, this is where I sit most of the time. Got my LSU lamp going on there, my beautiful family, my wife right there, I'm married, our wedding picture, LSU diploma, all that good stuff, some photos. And then panning around here, this is a little private office where I do my videos. And sometimes when I meet with customers who want to talk privately, I pick all this stuff up, have an appointment, we'll go sit in there. This is pretty cool. So this is my first bathroom. I had this shower put in just in case, because there's a yard, as you saw in the front. Rarely use it, but if I got to come in and cut the grass early or something like that, and I got just another two bathrooms going on here, and a little storage, and then this is just a little back, just kind of sitting area, got the microwave, got the little mini fridge going on. And then my back, got a nice storage shed. Actually, I got from my buddy Jeremy. This used to be his dentist's office here. And he moved a few years ago, different location, different town. And I did a swap-a-roo with a shed I had by my house, and he gave me that one there. And my property goes back to those trees back here. So I got some grass to cut, but pretty easy to maintain. Got a little storage area here going on. That's my place, guys. And State Farm office. Like I said, we bought this back in 2014. The total gut renovation. I bought it in September. We moved here January 2nd. In 2015, so it's been 10 years, and it's been a very good investment for me, I believe. Not wasting money on rent, which is cool. And one of the smart decisions I've made, looking back, it's hard to believe it's been a decade, but hopefully in another decade I can look back and say we made some really smart decisions with the kids in college and stuff like that. And that's what I'm gonna focus on going forward here, is navigating through those challenges, paying for that. And I'll see you real soon on the Middle Age Grind.